We have the scientific approaches. And then over here is placebo. What's the most powerful you think up there? Somebody said placebo. Anybody else? Facts. Anybody else? Facts to placebo. Come on, y'all. Come on now.
Scientific.
Scientific. Okay, they all look very important, right? But today I'm going to talk about this is how powerful this is. Placebo is the most powerful thing up here. And the reason why is it's something that you direct. It's something that you control. It's something that you manage. And this is what many systems want to talk you out of. See, placebo has to do with what is called auto-suggestion. What is auto-suggestion? This means self, auto means self, and suggestion means talk. So it's what you're saying to yourself over and over. Now, imagine, think of something that's positive about yourself. If you were to say that over and over, you will start doing what? You believe it more, right? You embrace it more, right? So this is really important here, the auto-suggestion. We'll come back to more of that, but the auto-suggestion is so much you. This is what your subconscious. Now, subconscious is like the part of the mind that just records everything. All the stuff that you think you're missing, it is catching. You can tell who came through the door, how many times the door shut, who went to the restroom, how many times whatever's happening in the back. You can, all of that is being recorded. But consciously, you just have what's right there in front of you. And it's like, you can see what's happening, you're conscious of that. But you can be put into a state of mind where all those things that doesn't seem like you're aware of now is actually recorded in your memory, in your subconscious mind. So it's very important. The other thing about placebo is the law of belief. So what is belief? Anybody want to take a jab at it?
Something that you don't know.
Belief is something that you don't know. Okay. Anybody else?
Feeling. What? It's a lie. I would say that.
It's a lie in belief. Okay, that's another way to look at it. You lied.
Literally.
Yeah, something you have strong feelings about.
Strong feelings. Now we're getting closer to it. We're getting closer to it. So when you believe, what makes belief? When you believe something, what is it? What comes before everything? It takes what? How do we start? Before I do this, what did I have to do? Yeah. So think means that there is a thought. Thank you. Okay. So when we get a belief, belief is what acts upon a thought to shape it. So this is belief acting upon thought. Okay. So when belief, your thought is already there. You were thinking before you even got this idea. And just like the brother said, it could be a lie.
Yeah.
It could be something that's also a positive reinforcement, could it? Like, baby, you a queen, you go out there, you're gonna have a great time today, okay? That is something that a child starts hearing, right? Or it might be two adults talking to each other. You can do this. Let's go and get it. You know, you might have that kind of connection, but it starts your thought. Whether your thought is negative or positive, it is a thought. Now, what happens here if someone shares or if there's a observance of something that happened in your life or an experience, right? Those kinds of things can act upon what? Your thought. So now with the things that we've learned, there was one time I really thought that the cotton gin was invented by a white man. I really believed it. I'm like, man, now what a white man. Woo. And then I'm like, when I start to mature and go into it a little more, why would a white man want to make it easy for a black man? Or black people, period, and picking cotton? Why would that happen? And as you look into that, if you've ever studied anything about inventions, you'll see that there were tens of thousands of patents that were stolen from black people. And you have all of these incredible inventions and like people just like you and I that created these wonderful things, discovered wonderful things, right? And they took it away from us because at the time, let me move back a little more. They were already stealing things from us because we came over here brilliant. But then they found a way to monetize our brilliance. How did they do that? They built a place for patents and copyrights. They build this on the idea that we're gonna take this and we're going to steal the ideas from them. And this word right here, please get familiar with this because you probably won't hear it anywhere. And you probably won't even hear this word in many places. Agnotology. Anybody know what it is? Agnotology is the study of ignorance.
Wow.
It's the study of ignorance and how it works against a culture.
Yeah.
You see? So it's premeditated, it's diabolic. So when you have like all these people that get together and say, we're going into the black community. Here's an example of agnotology. Koreans that spend all the money and propagate all the different cosmetics and stuff that black people wear.
Yeah, especially that hair.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And we buy it up.
That's right. That is a prime example of agnotology. Agnotology is also an example of people that come from Singapore and Thailand and these other countries, and all of their customers look like us. You see?
Yeah, and can I just go?
Oh, by all means.
Is that when we would go to the natural hair shows, the big shows, there would be what is it, the Koreans or whoever, the Chinese or whatever, they would be there.
Yeah.
They would have a booth, and they would walk around and look at all of our techniques.
Wow.
All of our techniques.
Yeah.
The next year, it would be in the store. So people then can just go buy the hair, and those who were doing the service, we can't charge for that particular thing that we created.
Yes.
We can use now what they have and make it faster for us to do it.
Yes.
But they're the ones who benefited financially from it.
Yes. Exactly. There was a hot iron. I forgot the name of the iron that the brother from United States, a brother invented it. The Koreans actually copied it. It was a knockoff of one that women use for, doing the hair. And the same thing when the guy went to sell his, they didn't buy it because they had already stolen it. And a lot of stuff like that has happened and is happening. So that's why knowledge is super important. Einstein said knowledge is power. Knowledge is power when it's acted upon. Because a lot of us, when you talk to black folks, we know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, but acting upon it is the thing. You see, and you can see that. That's how you know how big it is when somebody's getting their butt whipped, and then somebody's like, "Ooh, okay," and you getting the crap beaten out of someone. That's how the entertainment has taken over knowledge. You see, you can't just give knowledge, just straight knowledge. You got to be dancing with it too, And that's what, especially when it comes to dealing with white people, because they already figured that we should be doing that, And it's yesterday, Pi and I, we drove through downtown. It was the lighting, whatever, the Christmas lighting thing, right? And the people were just walking out in the street, just like
You know, I was born here in Herman Kiefer. I was born in Detroit. I went to school in Detroit. I was raised in Detroit. I never seen as many white people as I seen last night. It's a whole nother world. Have y'all been downtown? It's like, where is this?
Yeah, right.
Where is Detroit?
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like, you know, you see little speckles of, you know,
Oh,
us there, just little trinkles here and there. But it was like so many white people. I thought I was in some other state and city. Seriously, I'm like, and you can tell the entitlement was just walking right down. Yeah, honey, I had a popsicle and whatever. And they're walking right across the street, and it's just like, wow, they will take over not just a city, but your mind too. And that's what they look
Exactly.
forward to doing. They want to take it through this right here. Ignorance is something that just simply means absent of knowledge. So that bleeds all through everything that we do. Today, we're going to talk about food because that's what I do. But believe me, these principles can be used in any thing that we talk about. We can talk about hair, and we can talk about, now here's the facts about hair, here's the scientific proof about hair, and here's the placebo. You know, we can use these same things, right? So here, auto-suggestion, what is that again? That's self-talk. What do you hear when we were still? Some of us, our head, boom, boom, racing. If your mind was racing, that's only because you're in a place and sitting down and you're not in your familiar surroundings. Some of you can get deeper in it because you don't feel that somebody got a gun at my head right now. They're gonna shoot me before I open my eyes. I gotta go. You know, you have that kind of stuff. That's anxiety. And other people is just saying, damn. You know, and that's depression. So, got a bowl and smack. You know, because some people live like that, you know. I don't know what you're saying, man. You know, but I think that the things that we've done, if you look at, one thing I love, Egyptology to me is political. You know, but there's something that is so wonderful about what we did with our minds back in that day. You know, it's just so incredible. So when you hear the music and you sit down, because you get in that position like you're on a throne and you just let your body just relax. And have you ever been in a state of no worry? Anybody?
Yeah.
Well, that's 4 people. That's good. We working out. Being in a state of no worry is really something that a lot of people haven't ever done before. That's called ophthalmology. See, ophthalmology is when you have no worries. We're used to like, hey, yeah, then they kick the cat. And, oh man, look at the kitchen. You know, we're used to complaining about things. How many people do you know do the opposite? Man, it was beautiful. We hugged each other. Then we went out and got something to eat. And then we learned about, you know, that's changing the narrative. That's changing the narrative. Watching what you say, you know, what's that? Watch what you think that starts the thought, because your thought becomes your words. Watch your words because your words become your actions. Watch your actions because your actions become your habits. Watch your habits because your habits becomes your character. And watch your character because it becomes your
Reality.
destiny. Yeah. So that is those kinds of mantras. Those kinds of mantras will keep you. Everybody know what a mantra is? There's mantra and there's tantra, but I'm talking about the mantra. Mantra is, what do you do when you get to a place that you don't know what to do? That ain't how they say it in the book, but that's what they mean. What do you do when you get at a place and you say, shh, what's my next best step? So how do you get to that? When we don't have a mantra in place, we usually we freak out. We get, oh man, you know, something, and we're thinking about all the reasons it can't happen. That's panic. But when you think about all the reasons that it can happen, it changes the whole balance of your body. You hold on to the strength, you don't give it away.
Mhm.
When you're worried about something, you're in fear of something. Whenever you're worried about something, you're in fear of something. You never worry about something that you like, oh yeah, I know what's going on. It's gonna jump. You don't worry about that. You see? So it's changing the way that you express or what you listen to in your head is the beginning of being the healthiest you ever been. In your head. If you find yourself being cantankerous, you can change that, turn that around. You don't have to accept, yes, this is the way I am. You know, that's not the way you are. That's the way that you're giving yourself the permission to be.
Right.
So you can catch yourself, especially in those modes of thought. And then what can you replace with that thought? I'm going to give you a negative, you turn it into a positive. Man, I can't stand this place.
Man, I love this place.
There you go. Man, my neck hurt.
I feel all right.
You was going to tell me what to do. That's good.
Actually, that's how I changed my demeanor as well. When I was in Atlanta, a friend of mine told me, you know, stop using the word can't, ain't, not, don't, stop using it, just replace it. And I guarantee you, it was a real change. It was a real change.
Yeah, that's a great challenge.
Yeah.
Here are some words that you can start off with since we're talking about this word right here. I know this is different, and the way that I know that it's different because usually when you talk about nutrition, you have somebody that's in front of you saying, this is a brownie and this is, you know, a apple, and which one is really, really the healthiest, right? Everybody says the apple. Yes. Oh my God. No, we're not going to do that one. So here are two words, everybody. Here, try. I'm going to use this word try, and I want you to change it, okay? Man, I'm going to try to be there on time.
I will be there on time.
Isn't it a trip when you tell a person you're going to try to do something, you know dang on well that you're not going to be there, right?
That's right.
You know that because you can hide behind, I tried. You see? So trying, let me try on those pants, man. What, come on, somebody turn it around. If trying on the pants, how's another way?
Put
Let's say
these
that.
pants on.
Put these pants on, how would you say it?
Please put these pants.
Okay, with the. Now that's funny right there. It's like, let me see if I fit those pants. Okay, let me try on those shoes.
You see if the shoes fit.
I want to see if the shoes fit. There you go. You see? See, it's a try. I don't use try. I'm using it now because I'm saying that I don't use it. But it is something that you don't need to use. You're either going to or
Not.
period. That's it. Period. That's all it is. When you do that and you're more definitive and you definite in purpose, watch what happens to you.
Right.
You know, this is you saying what you mean and you meaning what you say. Now, why are we talking about all this? Because the same thing happens when you're making a decision about what you put in your mouth. Same thing, same principles. If you don't care about yourself and you're not thinking about it, you're not responding to what you're putting in your mouth, that means that you don't really consider how beautiful you are. All the things that's great about yourself, all the things that you're looking forward to do, all your creativity. Some of you got albums in your head, your body, your soul. Some people got ideas of building certain buildings or opening new businesses or investing in new companies. You get all of that happening, but throwing trash in your body and doing that, that's a conflict of interest. Why would you want to kill the person that wants to enjoy the things that you're dreaming? Right? So here's another word. And this word right here, some of you might disagree with me on this, but it's okay. Here we go. This word is hope. There's no strategy in hope. Speak on it, brother.
Hope is a failed attempt.
There it is.
Hope is, no.
That's right.
We're gonna get up and we're gonna make it happen.
That's right. That's right. Not I sure hope we gonna get up and do this. I sure hope we get some money come in by Thursday. I sure hope. I sure hope. Now, this right here, you're gonna get upset with me on this one. Pray. Pray. Oh. Oh, goodness. That's beautiful. So here, yeah, because you will end up somebody's praying. So again, pray isn't bad. I love prayer. Prayer is a beautiful thing, but when you use it to hide behind it and say, did you take care of that business? I'm praying. How about, when I woke up to this one is when you need somebody's help and they tell you that they're going to pray for you. And you walk away with the pain and they talking about they're going to pray for you. I don't get that one because nothing is done there. You see? It's about taking the responsibility and saying, like, even if it makes sense, let's pray together. It would make sense to do that than to say, I'm going to pray for you, like you can get to wherever I need to go, like you got some juice or something, So this right here, praying, hoping, and trying, using this in the correct context. Right here, this can be quite negative, derogatory. Hope does not have a strategy, and trying does not have a strategy. So these are weak words. If you fail, or whatever, try again. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah.
If you don't succeed, try again. It was a song. Remember, Leo had a song. If you first don't succeed, try again. It's a very old song. But anyway, but there's a lot of things that start with try. And there's some really nice songs and all that stuff. But when I hear the word try, doesn't mean do. I'm going to try to eat. I swear to God, I'm going to try to eat the best I can. So we're talking about words. We out of this one, we out of this one, we out of this one, right? Now, what else can we look at as far as I just said, you're going to try to do the best you can. I'm not going to add another one to that. We got that idea. But what's the difference between these two words, good and great? Excellent. That's great. Would 1 million goods make one great?
Yeah.
How about 10 million? How about 100 million? There you go. Not 1 million, 100 million goods don't make one great. Great is a level of thinking. It's thinking big. It's thinking mighty. You see? I mean, you can cry, you can feel, you can be hurt, but a person that's great moves through the rain. The umbrella falls apart, they move through the rain. You see? It's just not about giving up on anything. It's not about listening to something that makes you weak. Everything that happens to you is happening for you. So even when you're up against opposition, your mind is set fast in the success of doing that thing. When you talk to people that's been really, really successful, I mean, now I'm talking about those people kind of superficial, but I've talked to so many brothers and sisters that have gone through some stuff that I'm like, whoa. Have you ever talked to somebody to make your story look like this?
Right.
Because we have the backpack of our stories. I bet you everybody got a story. But when you hear something that you like, whoa, what? That's it. No, they'll tell you some stuff that make you really become very humble very fast. And they're still there. That's the inspiration. They're still moving forward. So eating, on the other side, if you eat things that are not alive, things with a lot of energy in it before you eat it, if you look at a noodle or something that's dead, something that's not moving, don't expect a lot of energy coming from that thing. But what gives it a lot of zest and a lot of energy are these things here. So I'm going to go here to enzymes. So we got all this. Now I think I'll come back to enzymes. I want to go from here. What I want to do is, and later on, I think what we're going to do, we're going to go to the kitchen and see if we can put together some ideas and stuff. Hi, Danita, and hi, Glenn. Hey, guys. All right. So here, when we have the facts, everybody, let's say, let's think about what you know about nutrition. Don't have to be an expert. If you're a doctor or if you're a scientist or something like that, the better. So here, the facts about nutrition. Now, this stuff changes so much here, okay? So I'm not going to put what it is, but I want to put who it is, okay? So I'm going to put who right here. So I'm going to start off with me, Dr. Zarif. I'm just doing this for reasons. I'm doing this for reasons. So here we had another Dr. Sabi. Everybody know who Dr. Sabi was?
Yeah.
Dick Gregory. Dr. Africa. Who else did we have? Oh, Dr. Goss. Dr. Paul Goss. Dr. John Henry Clark. Okay, all of these are black men. I'll name some white guys, some white dudes. Here we go. We got Dr. Greger.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
Nicola.
Dr. Pepper. Dr. Barnard. Dr. McDonald. Oh, there's another brother too, Milton Mills.
Dr. Bergman.
Dr. Bergman? Okay. Okay, McDougall and Dr. Mills. Now, why am I writing all of these down? Because out of all of these people, Dr. Zarif, Dr. Sabi, Dr. Greger, Dr. Africa, Dr. Paul Goss, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Greger, Dr. Oz. Yeah, I really want to take Oz off there, but Dr. Bernard.
You got to
I
remember
just,
any of us.
and Dr. McDougall and Dr. Mills. Now, all of these doctors, the reason that I'm doing that, remember, we're on facts, we're on here, but I put the who. Why did I put the who? Because I wanted to talk about their dogma. What did they teach?
Takes y'all to present a point.
Yes.
And for others to agree upon that point for it to become a fact.
Exactly, exactly. So that's well said, thank you. So here, out of all of this, whether whomever you, now when you get to this right here, the language is still in what we want to change. When people ask you about your doctor or your PCP, they'll say things today like, what doctor, what do you believe? Do you believe when he said, or do you believe what he said about, do you believe what he said about that, right? Everybody hear that language, right? And what happens here is that this right here is just kind of negated, right? So here, science is something that is unambiguous, okay? So this unambiguous means that it is stable. You know, it means that ambiguity means like it's wishy-washy, right? It's not really stable. Unambiguous what? Scientific evidence. Now, this is supposed to be the real thing here. But if we think about all of the, I think,
Thank you. I've been wanting to get up and get that.
why does he tell me that? That's like you have a booger on your nose.
No,
That's
I
not
can't
a
look at
booger.
It looked like a
Don't mess
beard.
with your booger, that's your face.
I don't want to embarrass you.
Especially when somebody come right up to you, how you doing, what's your name? Nancy, it's nice to meet you, and she looking right at the booger, she don't say nothing like that. You be talking to the next person, and they like, did you see that booger? Yeah, thank you very much, bro. All right, so here, this is the unambiguous evidence, right? Now, people have arguments about what we hear. We know that the most famous vitamin is vitamin
C.
We know that vitamin C is there, right? Vitamin C, man. Vitamin C, according to what we have been taught about vitamin C, is incorrect. Yesterday, I went over that. Vitamin C augments the powers or the properties of other, or synergistic with other things like the minerals, the vitamins, and so forth, right? But by itself, vitamin C comes out of it unless you out of your body, unless you're using high amounts, and usually that's by a therapist, and that's for certain things that maybe maladies that he has or she has to use. However, let's go on to what's the next. What would you say the next vitamin would be? Vitamin D, yeah, D3, especially today, vitamin D3 is really, they're making, everybody's getting a prescription for D3 because it's trending.
Well, you can get a shot for it too, can't you?
Do you have liquid? Yeah, intravenously also. Yeah, they were doing that before. Now they have a lot of different ways that you can get vitamin D3 because it's hot. You see, it's hot. It's like vitamin D. Yeah, he said I need some. This is the thing. Let's go back over here. Some people will not even allow you to help them get well if they don't believe that what you're doing is something that can get them well. If a person like maybe a natural healer says, oh, I looked in your eyes, and it looked in your eyes, you have cataracts in your eyes, I think you got a buildup of maybe some I don't know, some metals. You have metals, you know, heavy metals or something like that. Let's look at your blood and let's see what you got in your blood. And if you got an excess of cadmium or iron or some other heavy metal, then we can make an adjustment, right? And that person just looked at you in your eyes, right? You heard of iridology, right? Yeah. That's some people good at that. Some people good at that. Is a lot of different ways to do things, and people got different belief levels. But some people, you will say, look, I looked in your eyes, I see exactly what Dr. Kildare is talking about. So what we're going to do here is we're going to get you to start eating this way and drinking this way. Well, that person will say, is that all? What you mean that's all? That's all I need. That's all you need to know. You need to start eating a certain way, start behaving a certain way, change the habits. You're not gonna give me a shot? No, I don't need to give you a shot. I need to, you're not gonna give me a test? I just tested you. I found out, I told you exactly what the diagnosis is, and now do something about it. I told you what the prognosis, you know the diagnosis. My doctor always give me a shot. Because of this, man. You know, when that's how we've been taught. You got to do something, and they got to do something too. They're going to write you a script. They'll make sure that you're taking something. By the meantime, your spleen and your liver is so beaten up from all the years and years of these medications that you know, you should be working on what's called down titration and finally getting rid of some of those medications instead of some people. There's many people here in this city and other cities that are taking 11, 12, 13, 14 pills every day. And they vouch to take them for the rest of their lives. I'm like, what's your exit plan? What you mean, what's my exit plan? When are you going to come to the end of taking all these chemicals? After all, when you go to the drug store, what is the drug store? Yeah, that's the pharmacy. It changed the whole meaning of Thanksgiving. It's like people, they say Thanksgiving, we should be really thinking about Thanksgiving, because the whole idea now is to harm you, to maintain what? Illness. So we're in a system that maintains illness. So the pharmacies and big pharma loves it when people, like, you got community healers in every city. Probably some townships and stuff don't have any, but the inner city where we are mostly, you have people that have natural approaches to healing. A natural, just like we sat down and we breathed and we were still and stuff. That's really great. And we've been doing that for years and years and years, but we got away from it because, other things that replace those things that aren't really helpful. Placebo is one of your most powerful tools that you have, not because it's not real, but to show you the power of thought. So if you have, for instance, hypertension or essential hypertension, which is high blood pressure, do you know that you're gonna need something to help it go down? But if you breathe, some doctors, some hospitals now have adopted programs when you have other maybe respiratory therapists or other types of therapists come in and just teach you how to breathe. And breathing helps to slow your heartbeat down and also helps to manage your brain activity. So what does that do? It takes your blood pressure. If you got a blood pressure, I'm 169 over 120, you about to faint, your blood pressure is so high. And when you still yourself and balance yourself and breathe and relax and not think about negative things, don't say negative things. Like we say, a person said, bam, oh, damn, I hurt my foot. Excuse me, babies, little babies. Yeah, okay. So, you like this, bam, you hurt your foot, right? And the person, instead of saying, oh man, let me get something for my foot, they'll keep making it better by saying, I hurt my foot, man. Yeah. Oh man, that thing hurt oh man, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. When we talk about something, we get more of what we keep talking about. Whatever we emotionalize, we get more of that. When a person saying, man, I'm so broke, man. I ain't never got no money around this time of year. Never. And you never will. Now with that attitude, you ain't nothing coming to you. You got to think and say and be about what you want to appear in your life. Right. So if you want to be a healthy person, you can't hope yourself into a happy body. You can't wish and I'm just gonna pray like you got some special. I heard people say this, and I'm not meaning to make fun of them, but yeah, God, I have favor. God, I'm whatever. I don't even know how to say it, but they'll say something that has to do with favoring God, or God has favor in me. Like whatever, you've done something. Yeah, those are sayings that may be powerful when you use those correctly. I've seen people that are come across the line, they unbeatable because they're connected with their God. But when people hide behind that, like they hide behind try, like you hide behind hope, there's nothing in that. There's absolutely nothing in it. If I'm my mother's across the street, and I say, Jim, here, take this gun, man, cover me. I'm going to get my mother. And Jim said, hold on, Z. You know what? I tried. And I said, what, you think I'm like, give me the gun back, Jim. Exactly. I want to go with confidence. I know I got to run. I know I got to scoop her up. I know I got to be on my way back. But I don't want nobody saying, pow. I don't want that. So it's very important to separate these things. Every person over here has a different way of looking at medicine. Yeah. Everybody over here. You probably can go to all of these guys and everybody have a different approach. It doesn't mean that anybody's wrong. It means that they just have a different approach. A lot of them will match up things. Yeah, I saw that too. They had high sugar. They had other markers that make me think that there may be cancer. So we're going to take this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Now you might have that over here. But when you look at these guys' names just represent different approaches. So instead of these are just different, these are different things. You have you know what, just to save these, I don't want to sound like I'm ridiculing anybody, but everybody has different ways that they actually look at things. This guy right here, Dr. Paul Goss in Arizona, well, he just died. And he was one of the most incredible iridologists, because iridology, I don't use it in my practice, but I love to see when it's used, it's done well. You know, it's like, dang, that's nice. You know, and it doesn't work for me. Other people have flexology. You have heard that? Reflexology is just, you know, manipulating the different. Yeah, reflexology is great. And then acupuncture. Yeah, the acupuncture is hot. And then how about acupressure? Acupressure is great too, right? Yes. That's all of those things are great, different ways to keep yourself healthy. And human touch, just like Kim, that song Human Touch. Human touch is real. You know, we have sensors that detect heat. We have sensors that detect cold, but all the other sensors detect what? Human touch. It shows us that massage is necessary. You know, and a lot of people think of massage with a candle and somebody's butt up in there. Yeah, I ain't talking about that kind. I'm talking about the massage that you get when you laid out and you hurt and you need to have hands on. That kind of thing, that really makes a big difference. Muscle manipulation is really important. So, all right. So now a fact, again, we went back over here. Facts. How can you, how trusty is a fact? Because as I said, I think I said that last night, you got all of these, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, you know, you have all of these, what is it? The planets in the solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and it used to be Pluto, right? So Pluto isn't there anymore. People used to think it, people used to make all of, you know, these little things, and they're like, oh, this is how this works. But the truth about it, later on, bam, we stop at Neptune now. This used to be what? Fact. This used to be scientific, but it's not anymore. That's why it's not worth your time ever arguing about a point when it comes to something that is ambiguous. Unambiguous, you might have a better fight, but even this can change. Even if you had proof, they had photos of Pluto. Children studied Pluto. And now they just say it's just a big old icy rock.
Where they changed the rules.
Yeah.
Scientific information, right?
Yeah.
All the information from the Dogons anyway. They trying to screw it around, like.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be scientific that we came from apes.
That was scientific at one time, right from eugenics.
Right.
Yeah, well, it was scientific also that we weren't human either. I mean, they had books on this stuff. So, you know, so it's a lot of stuff that we had, you know, they have these expensive books with expensive illustrations of a Black man's skull, and then like a man from Europe, you know, his skull. Look at the difference. You know, and they're pointing out, you know, look at the jawbone, look at the head, look at it's pitiful. It's pitiful. But that is the thing about it, is that if we believe in that stuff is called, anybody know what that's called? Let me get I'm buying some time. This is, I have to think about it, but it is a term, and the term that I'm looking for is what happens when you believe in what other people believe about you. When somebody else's belief, they believe that you're no good, there's no way that you could be a doctor if you look like that, or there's no way that you could be a model if you look like that, if whatever. But then you start to believe in what they don't believe.
It's a formal program, and it's propagated through everything. That's the structure of society right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true. So we're dealing with internal oppression, you see, and that internal oppression, we hold ourselves back because we start to believe in what other people believe about us. What a person believes about me is none of my business. And I don't care.
Exactly.
And the older you get, the less you care. I'm telling you, the older I get, the easier I get. So many, I don't care. I just don't care. I don't care. So if somebody, yeah, you know, if you don't do this, they're gonna get all mad at you, and then they're gonna be saying nasty stuff. I don't care.
You're not even trying to care.
I ain't trying to care. I ain't trying to hear that. That's right. That's what I'm talking about. I don't care about you. What'd you say, Malik? That's right. That's what I'm talking about. When you will find that people that are hurt the most are those that care too much.
Yeah.
You see, let the caring go and see what happens. Just give me a call later on and say, yeah, you know what, that thing worked. Because I know that I've lived long enough, and I know when you put all that care out there, all that care, and then you care.
They call them Karens now.
Huh?
Karens.
Karens. Oh, those Karens. So you got to get to the point where, again, that you can use those things for equilibrium. So let's go ahead. So here, I'm going to do this. This is just a preview, so we know that you got this, and then we're going to do some fun stuff. Okay, thought. What happens with thought if you leave thought alone? Thought goes untouched, right? But what are some of the things that can actually influence thought?
Emotions.
Okay. What else?
Circumstances,
Yes.
environment.
Mhm. What was the other one?
Caring.
That's right.
With faith.
Faith?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Outside suggestion.
Okay. Let's get two more. What affects thought? What affects thought? What are some of the things that affect thought? I'm going to put one up here, education.
Perception. Belief would be.
I have faith up there. Mhm.
Okay.
What else? Give me one more.
Perception.
Perception. That's a great one. Whoa. Okay, good. We can go on and on, but you get the idea. These are things that actually affect thought. This acts upon thought, and it changes the thought. It changes the shape of thought. It shapes your thought. So with that in mind, what makes a fact? What makes a fact?
It's just something three people agree upon.
Thank you. All right, good. So it's the acquiescence, right? It's when you agree, but let's put agree there. Okay. So we're going to put on.
That doesn't make it fact, though.
Huh?
You can agree on something, it doesn't make it true.
Oh, what? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all really get into it. I know that's good. That's good, because those are things that we need to look at. See this, once we get this out of the way, you will see why we believe as we do and why we do what we do. Because what we do, it has a lot to do with how thought is affected.
Yeah, yeah.
So after you see what I mean, it's getting, this is all of this is psychology, and this is something really needed. So we'll come back to truth, but right now we're talking about facts. So what makes a fact? And that answer was again, agreement. Okay. So this is so good, man. This is so, y'all don't even know yet. It's gonna hit you tonight. Right? So this is an agreement. What else makes a fact?
Proof.
Proof? Okay, good. That's right.
Research.
Research. What else makes a fact? How about tradition? Yeah. You got to give it up to mom and daddy because they're going to keep tradition going on, right? So tradition is what, if you look at church, you'll see the traditions continue in there and so forth. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
You talking about fact? or truth?
Yes, facts.
Prophecy.
Okay. I'm going to do truth because I want to do truth over here.
Yeah, because truth
That's
and facts are different.
Yeah, when you get to the truth, watch, you will see. You're like, oh, I don't like you no more. What else? Facts.
Experience.
Experience would be facts. Okay. And that would be, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you said, I know it's a fact because it happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. What else? Give me two more, y'all. Squeeze out two more things facts.
It adds up.
Okay. Accumulative knowledge.
So adds up is the Ebonics for cumulative.
Oh, yeah. I'm translating it my way. That's usually the other way, right? I don't know, but it's all good.
Reality.
Okay, we'll leave that right as it is, okay? I think we can come up with one more. Facts is just one more thing.
Reality.
Reality,
Confirmation.
I was gonna say data, but that's more like research, like. bring it
Yeah.
in.
That's where they get the facts from the research.
Well, that's the accumulative knowledge.
okay. I want to put on here, I want to put, somebody said confirmation. Confirmation. Now, confirmation means somebody else is just like when we talked about agreement, right? So, let me get to the confirmation. So we'll see that. We'll get that. Okay, what is truth? Here comes the fun.
I say prophecy. What's true?
Truth is prophecy. Okay, what would be what's prophecy to you?
Prophecy is something that was said but comes to pass. Meaning if something was to come to pass and actually happen from what was said before time.
Okay, so if I go out and take a go out on the date and then it what happened is that you what
Well, like this, it speaks on certain things that happen in a period of time in the future, but it's spoken of in a time past. Nobody knows what's gonna happen,
okay.
but it end up happening as said.
Okay, gotcha. Got everybody clear on that? Okay, very cool.
One person's truth is not somebody else's truth.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's where we're going. That's where we're going.
See, because
Okay, to keep on going with it. I want, because
Truth is reality.
okay. I know somebody saying,
Again,
whose
experience.
reality?
I
know you, I already know, I can feel it. I can feel it. I know.
Reality,
Yeah,
okay.
but we're gonna get, this is the stuff, man, if we did this, we'll be building pyramids. It's just getting away, a new way, it's getting rid of these old ways of thinking. Once you get rid of the old ways of thinking, the thinking changes the way that you feel. It changes the way that you behave. It
Right.
changes the way that you produce things. because this right here is something else. And I do mean something else because it's not just like I was thinking about something. This right here is made of ions. Everybody remember that in science? Ions are very, very small particles. They're not even, in a lot of cases, you can't even see them with the naked eye. They're beyond nano. Now, ions, can they accumulate and make a mass? Yes, indeed. So that's when you hear people saying thoughts are things. Every time you think something, even the moment that you think, like I said last night, if you are thinking something that's deleterious, destructive, something that is negative, your body takes the hit for that. If you arguing with the person and you thinking that, ooh, I got over, ooh, I told her, I told him, you got towed up inside in the interim or while you were doing that. So instead of saying, no, I'll sit this one out, I'm not gonna do that. And you will let yourself get involved with all the screaming and the all of that stuff, you carry that. It causes cortisol and all types of corticoid steroids, the negative stuff to be secreted, right? Yes. And now on the other side, you can be the opposite of that. And when you're saying, man, you know, it's great. You know, some people come into a room and they say, hey, I'm here, y'all, I'm here. All right. Right. And then other people say, oh, there you are. You see, that's a whole different way of thinking. And you have people that are excited about being acknowledged. We all want to be acknowledged. Here I am, see me. Yes, I am important. Nobody likes to feel like, you were at the party? I had on the pink. You were here? I had on the pink. I ain't see no pink. You know what? I was right there. I brought you the orange juice, you know. I see you. You know, it's always not only making people know that you were here, but it's about making people notice you was here and you wanted that to happen. You wanted to be acknowledged, you see? Not just you just accidentally somebody said, oh yeah, I saw you, you had on the raincoat. You want, and I don't mean to come in like, yeah, you know, I ain't talking about that stuff. I'm talking about be significant. When like Sheila gives a party, I bet you it's more fun when you come in and everybody's involved in it versus everybody finding somewhere to sit down, you know, and everybody over to the side. Now y'all go ahead. No, get involved in it. So here, let's stay on truth just for a minute, and then we're gonna bring it all together, and that'll be good. So truth, we got reality.
I'm sorry. Someone like they say, all publicity is good publicity, whether it's good or bad. You know, like getting publicity when you put it out there, and someone says, you know, like O.J. Simpson or whatever.
Yes.
As long as you're giving energy to that,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be good.
yeah, exactly. And that's an attitude too, which I'm getting ready to put down here. Truth, attitude. Truth is an attitude. I'm just putting these down. These are just things. What else?
Gospel.
What is it?
Gospel.
Truth, gospel. The gospel truth. What does that mean?
That's fake.
That's showing up the truth.
That's showing up the truth. I'm gonna do that, y'all. I'm gonna put showing up. What else? Substance. Okay, truth is substance. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and stop right there. Here we go. If I'm going to use, what do people love here? Oh, here's one. I'm saying about something that's trending. CMOS.
Yeah.
Everybody know CMOS?
Yeah, everybody knows that.
So CMOS here. What do you know about CMOS? No, you don't even have to tell me. But here, where did you get that from? Anybody here?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no? Okay. All right.
Asking what is CMOS?
I'm saying, what is CMOS? Did you get it from me? You don't even have to say the name. I just want to, did you get it from anybody here?
No.
Okay. Huh? Yeah, one over here, we got one, okay,
You heard.
all right, good. So you heard about sea moss. Anybody else sea moss? Okay, good. All right, how about this? Milk. Anybody, you know, we know what milk is, but we know that how many people were taught that milk is good for you?
Everybody.
Good. And I don't want to ask you to raise your hand on this one, but do you still drink it? All right, there it is. All right, so here we go. Let's go on to, and we've been taught that this is good for you. Right? I remember I was about 14 years old and I walked in Chief Payamba's class and he had this, he was doing the class. Now I was sneaking into his class and I sat in the back and he was talking about what is the difference between a loaf of bread. It was Wonder. I don't know if you remember this, but it was Wonder bread. And then he said, or back then eggs and if you blend up some eggs and I guess it was, I don't know, whatever else it was in there. And everybody said in that class, the white bread. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm setting the back there. Yeah, yeah. Right now yeah. So, but yeah, it was then. It was like, oh, I mean, some raw eggs. Ooh, we were this big, you know. Yeah, you know, and that's how that was. So the milk isn't good then, and it's not good now. Period. If you're still drinking milk, you aren't doing nothing but injuring what is called endothelium. Endothelium is the innermost wall of your vein or vascular system, and it's broken down little by eating proteins such as this, animal proteins, and what happens over the years. It doesn't happen right away. That's why it's hard to argue it.
Yeah.
This stuff happens 30, 40 years. And you're like, oh, I can go with that then. Shit, I'm gonna keep on eating. Then in 40 years, I'm gonna stop. But what you don't realize is the craziest thing, because what you don't realize is if you're doing 40 years of damage, and by the time you get to that age, what's happening is your veins, your arterioles are broken down. It's called arteriosclerosis. So that's why you have so many people, not only by sugar do you harm like all of the vessels that are going to your gonads, but also you also eating and taking in these animal proteins. That's why it's a big argument with the vegans and other people with eggs. Eggs are not dairy. Eggs come from a chicken. Therefore, they're not dairy. They don't come from a cow. It's your definition is jacked up. It ain't the idea that they're not, healthy. His idea is that somebody said if it's not coming from a cow, it's not dairy. So they carry that around. That has become a what to them? A fact. You see? So what I'm saying is all of these things have also become a fact because a lot of the things that become a fact are things that you get from what people have said, and they become your what? Your truth.
Yeah.
You see? So a lot of things that we have, those things become your truth, and your truth is something that you will die for.
Yeah.
That's why those arguments get so violent. And that happens with religion, that happens with food, that happens with politics, that happens with a lot of things.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm a Democrat, man. Blank those, it's like the end of the day, we all die. Everybody in here.
Yeah.
The end of the day, we all have an exit date. However, it is up to us to choose what is the best way for us to live. And that's why we got so many different religions. That's why we have so many different ways to eat. And we're intelligent to make that work where it doesn't hurt the earth or it doesn't hurt a human. However, we continue to fight about it. Why? Because we have pieces of perception. The way that people see things, the way that they think about things, become things that they repeat over and over, which becomes habituated. Those habits then becomes facts, and the facts then becomes their truth. That is the development of a truth. Now, if you can tell me that a truth is something different than that, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Anybody? Why? The reason that it's probably quiet is because you will see that you're probably agreeing to when you see the mechanism of thought. It's like, how did I accept this to be the truth? So you got to ask yourself why, or what are the things that I am influenced with? That's the truth for me. You see? And you'll find that there may be some things that you want to change around, some things you want to leave the same. Questions, anybody?
When I think about the truth, though, that truth thing, so you look at, I mean, I'm 60, 68, so I look at what was my truth, and when I was 20, what was my truth
Yes.
when I was 30,
Yeah.
what my truth was at 40, when I as I learned other things and decided whether to embrace them or not, my truth began to change. And I didn't die as a result of it. You know, it wasn't where life like fell all apart because my truth changed. I have an issue with history. I understand now, being grown, why it's important, but I never could see why history was important. And then as we would continue living, we would find out that what we were taught that was the truth was not the truth. We were being lied to in all areas. It could be in any area, spiritual, you know, George Washington, anything. We find out that, but that's not the truth. That's why I had an issue. You know, I'm an Aquarian, and I think forward. You know, what's now, and you know, so yeah, your truth can change. And so if you get so caught up, or while you're so caught up, you can't even listen to other ideas or other conceptions of things, because you're gonna die for this, and then find out that it ain't even about. It's not even that important.
That's the thing. That's the thing there. That's really important for everybody to take in what Sheila just said. Perception is everything. It's the way you see it. It's the way you see it. And it doesn't make a person less. It doesn't make a person superior.
Right.
It just makes a person different. And that's what we're supposed to be anyway.
Yeah.
Some of my closest friends are people that I disagree with. I'm like, man, here we go. And it's like, whatever, right?
Right.
But they're still, when it comes down to needing them, they're there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're there. I ain't talking about, man, I sure hope he comes. I sure wish he comes. Ooh, I know he gonna try to be here. I ain't gotta think about that with people in my circle, because I don't hang out with, I don't deal with, I don't even talk to people like that. My circle looks like a Cheerio. I don't have this big old circle, you know. I used to have, you know, this big old phone book, you know, that's before the cell phones, but I would have the big phone book, and I have my, yeah, man, I know all these by heart. Yeah, Sheila. Yeah, Luke James. Yeah. I had all of that, but it didn't mean anything. You don't ever know who's really by your side until you go through some stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, as soon as all you got, if you ever want to find out who's really in your life, for real, go through some stuff and see what happens. Then the other real ones will show up, and all them little fakes, they won't be anywhere around. And you're like, oh God, I done cleaned that real fast. It doesn't take a long time either. You know, all you got to do is say, I need you tonight. Can you be here at 7? Right. If you want to, whenever you want to clean, all you got to do is do it right there and there. You see? Because it's really just a question of that behavior. Perception is everything, everybody. Good. So any question? Any questions? Okay. No?
No, but I want to get that.
We did really good. Okay.
But now also, could perception be based on tradition?
Perception can be based on what? I'm sorry.
Tradition?
Yes, exactly, exactly. We got tradition goes real deep, you know? It's like people do that. Most tradition is a way that people actually identify themselves. Tradition is like through a tribe, and we do certain rituals or something like that, right? Tradition can be like, even when we go in churches, you know, there might be certain rituals, they, you know, coming out, holding the candles or all that, eating the whatever, you know, the wine, I forget that day. What is that? That, yeah. Hi, people out there in Jams Radio. It's really good to see you. Welcome. We're talking about some real great issues today. Really hope that you, no, I don't want to hope. I really want you to enjoy yourselves. So we just talked about that. Sometimes get tripped up on it, but it's really great. So enjoy yourself. The other thing is, yeah, tradition is a trip, you know, because a lot of times tradition also comes with you don't have to prove anything. I'm doing it because, not for a cause. Mama said it, I'm doing it. My daddy did it, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
That's tradition. That's it. It was good enough. Exactly. You only know, boy, you don't know what you're doing. My mother and I remember we had this conversation about the chitlins, and it was like she was telling me that she cleaned the chitlins. I said, "Ma, you can't possibly clean no chitlins. If you clean the chitlins, there won't be no chitlin left because all of it's no good." And then she said, "Well, I done did everything, whatever they do to clean chitlins. And then I put hot sauce on them, ain't nothing wrong with that." And I was like, that was some things that I just couldn't see myself doing. And then other things, you know, as you
never
grow
ate
up.
no chitlins?
Hmm?
You never ate no
I ate
chitlins?
some chitlins when I was about 5. So thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. So, you know, it's one of those things as far as your, you have this thing too, your own personal ID, you know. There's some things that even because of perception, tradition, other people's thoughts, what other people are doing, some people are good at sticking to what they are. They don't ever go outside of that. This is the way I'm going to dress. This is how I'm going to talk. This is the way I'm going to treat people. This is how I'm going to live my life. You know, some people are extraordinary with that. They have their minds made up, but many people are chasing some kind of ID. What could I be? How can I, could I put a nose ring in, or I change my hair, or, you know, maybe I wear these tighter or looser or shorter or higher, you know. So a lot of people are looking for that, but there are many people that got their minds made up. But most people, which is the worst, and I think pandemic disease, is really low self-esteem. Most people don't really understand the joy of loving self, you know, and I'm not talking about being conceited. I'm just talking about being convinced, you know. So when we look at it that way, and you will see there's a big difference between a Kobe and just another NBA player, any of them. A regular NBA player, wow, he made it to the NBA. That's less than 1% of all college players that make it to the NBA. But what makes the superstar versus a star? The superstar is the person with the most what? Confidence. That's the difference. And you will see that in people that you meet. When you meet somebody with a lot of confidence, it just rains on you. Hey, how you doing? They looking right in your face. Good to see you. I'm glad you came out today. Wow, I love that sweat, whatever. You know, but if you meet somebody and they're just like, you know, hey, how you doing, man? All right, yeah. You know, you can't even feel that.
Michael is a good
You can't even
example.
feel that.
So Michael is a great example.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
His presentation is.
Oh, yeah,
full
he
confidence.
is. He's beautiful. Definitely. The other day, 2 days ago, I met the gentleman in the back, Jim. The first time we met, it was just like brothers that have been separated from, you know, I've been in Africa and he was on another part of the world. We hit like that. just like that. I mean, just, you know, it was like, I got you, hey, looking out for, come on, I got this, let's go, let's roll. You know, I was like, that's my dude right there, boy, because it wasn't like, man, you think you can, let's go by the stove. I didn't have to even go through that. It was just like, let's do it, what you need to do, let's get it done.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
with no strain, none of that old, you say you need what, $5? You know, and the person crying. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, you know. So, man, there's some people like that. Glenn and I, we've been brothers so deep, so long, it don't even make sense. We just been the best. We've been like this. We should probably be twins, but you know, I'm a little older than you, that wouldn't work out. But you know, that's everybody in my circle. Renee, I mean, Piamba, like the people that I know, we've all been, even including Sheila, we've been out, this ain't no like couple of months. I'm talking about we've known each other for years. It takes a personality, it takes friendship and respect for one another for things to last that long. You know, you just don't last long. Some people, if you're not cool with another person, you know, like, you don't want to really see them again, you know, like, hey, all right.
Exactly.
That's funny. But the idea is that you want to make the decision to everything about your life. If you choose everything about your life to be above mediocre, you will never be mediocre. The high things. You know, so the things that you choose, including the food is important. It doesn't matter if you do want to eat meat. Okay, look, you got the information that meat ain't the go-to when it comes to wanting to have a strong system.
Right.
The meat is not the go-to when you want to have no digestive problems. The meat is not the go-to when you want to keep your cholesterol down. Now you got the information, what you gonna do with it. Now, other people go off and be extreme. Man, you eat meat. I can't stand people to eat meat, and that's the way it's gonna be. Damn dirty meat eater, you know. And it's like, wait a minute, take care of the brother. Is a good brother, you know.
I feel like we as a people go through a lot of these things because we've been removed from our original faith.
I agree with you.
Our original spirituality, our original way of thinking. These ways of thinking are not ours. We operate on a system that's not ours.
Right.
So when we meet people like you and other brothers like that who seek to rearrange that way of thinking, you begin to see where you was lacking it.
Exactly.
So you have to go back to your people.
That's right.
What did they do?
Yeah.
The real people.
Yes.
What did they do? What did they believe? To try to find some sort of
connection, some
connection
balance.
to yourself.
Right.
So that's why it's like I research myself as an individual, who I am and where I come from, and what the original people that I came from did, because the DNA is inside.
Yes.
So when you talk about people that eat meat, well, you know, we ate meat
And still eat meat,
small portions, along with fruits, berries, and things from the land. Hunters, gatherers. So when you're going on a fake system that you're not accustomed to, you've never been accustomed to. This is where you get so far off. You have to establish what's fact and what's true.
That's beautiful. One place that a lot of people still eat a whole lot of meat is Nigeria, Lagos. Nigeria, Lagos. And have you ever heard of Lagos in Nigeria? This is Lagos is like New York in that's their New York. Is Nigeria's New York, right? And that city, they eat more bush meat. You know what bush meat is? That's rodents. That's the things that run through monkeys and gophers and snakes and rats. And as a matter of fact, they have one is called a cage rat. It's like a little puppy. It's so big. It's a huge rat, and it is known to have tender meat. They spend more money to eat it. Now, the thing about it is that if you've been following like I think it was Miss America or one of them. Well, anyway, Miss Nigeria won. She's fine as can be. You know, she's just fine. And she's a beautiful young woman and she eats all of that stuff. You know, now in America, it'll be somebody right in their face talking about, you don't eat that, what you eating, a rat? Oh my God. I can't believe it, you know, but over there, it's just like, this is good. Let me have some of that. You want to taste this? You know, it's a whole end living. A woman that just died, I just said this yesterday, I think I said that, about the woman that was 122 years, 164 days old, white, French, ate pork. Her favorite dishes were pork. She ate, dessert. She worked out. She probably, a little workout, whatever she was doing at that age, I don't know. But she moved every day. She kept her body moving every day. And she got plenty of sleep. And she only was around people like her. She was around people that respected her, that looked out for her, that cared about her. She surrounded herself with grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren and great-great-great-grandchildren. 122 years is a lot of generations, right? So she's surrounding that and she would do that. What we're doing now, sitting around, even if you don't say a word while you're sitting here, it's the vibe that you absorb from being around your people.
Yeah.
You see, having the children here is wonderful. I mean, those children affect us in a way that we can't see, but it's in a way that we can feel. I ain't sitting up here saying, yeah, and the mother, and I tell you, I don't say, because the baby's here. It changes that whole thing. And it's a respect for the father too. It's respect for the parent. That is what she did on a constant. And that's what, when you do more of that, when you're around people, get a little touch. Hey, sister, how you doing? Hey, brother, how you doing? That makes a hell of a difference in your life. In your life, it's the way that we feel has a lot to do with the way that we heal. Write that down and get it back to me. Yeah. So that is the truth. The way that we feel has everything to do with the way that we heal. Right. So I'm gonna we're gonna put together something for those of you who want to hang around. I'm gonna finish the presentation, but I'm gonna show you guys how to do. We're gonna go and see what's in the kitchen. And what I want to do is put together a elixir for you that you can use for cough syrup. So this is something that's all natural. So we're gonna have fun with that. All right. So let's take about 5-minute break. Give you guys a chance to do what you need, stretch your arms and stuff. I'm gonna get with Sheila and everybody's coming upstairs, or are we gonna do? Yeah, those of you that's gonna stick around, come on upstairs. And it's gonna take us a few minutes. We're gonna do that. I just want to show you how to use. We got some goodies there, elderberry and golden seal root and echinacea and myrrh and all those good things. So, and we're gonna talk about what they're good for and all that. And then you can go and make you some, and you'll be cool for the winter. Okay. So take a break. Thank you very much, everybody. Good job. Good job. Good job. Oh, we have books for those of you. I forgot my commercial. For those of you who don't have a book yet, we still have books. We have Slaves of the Tongue. I'm holding up. Pi has some books, I think. Okay.
Hey.
So we have some books up here for those of you that want to read more into it. Thank you. These are Slaves of the Tongue, $20 each. Autograph it right here, right now, and there it is. All right. So we'll see you all in a couple of minutes.
Yep, so you can just, we're gonna go up in the kitchen. Jam, if you wanna hang on, I'll take it upstairs.
Miguel, did you want to get?
Yeah, I still got.
Okay. I gotta get the right. Man, give me a hug, girl. Thank you so much. So good. Wow, I couldn't believe it. Thank you. Oh, that's good. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let me stop one.